Hey, good morning, everybody. Brannon Beliso here. Success never sleeps. We're going to do a morning edition. Last night I was up late, writing, working, and talking to one of my clients. And he was sharing with me a challenge he's having with one of his parents. Now, the thing about this, and I'm very passionate about it, and I'm going to speak clearly about this, you always have choices in life. And I think what causes us the most pain, the most suffering, is when we believe we have no choice. A prime example of choice for me that inspires me every day is Nelson Mandela. They imprisoned that man for what, 25 years, something insane? And that, he had no choice. He was in prison. But what they couldn't take away from him was his power of choice, how he perceived to do that time, how he perceived to think about it. I mean, this man came out of jail and became president of Africa, of South Africa. That's pretty freaking amazing, don't you think? That's really amazing. So what I've learned is that we always have a choice. We always have a choice. And when circumstances are not the way we like them, we have three options, I believe. Number one, you change it. You change the situation, if you can. Or two, you accept it. Or three, you let it go, right? Cal, that's the theorem, Cal. You change it, you accept it, or you let it go. So in the case of this toxic parent who seems to be pretty unhealthy for this person's school, you can't change that individual. I don't believe you're going to ever change that individual. So then you accept their behavior and who they are. And if you can't, then you let it go. You fire them. You ask them to leave the school. Now, in my studying of communication, I really love communication. I think communication is a lost art with technology, right? We have all that technology. We can text, we can Facebook, we can email. But the art of communication, to sit there and look somebody in the eye and communicate effectively, is becoming a lost art because we have all these layers of technology between us and that other person we're trying to communicate with. So, I think it's very important to approach a parent or a student with love, compassion, understanding, sympathy, with those types of things. Prime example, in our schools we have no rule sheet. No rule sheet. Absolutely no rule sheet at all. Zero. People say, wow, isn't that chaotic? Isn't that crazy? No, it isn't. We create a culture and an environment, and we lead by example that communicates this is the way people behave. Human beings behave. There might be once or twice somebody will get on their cell phone while we're teaching a class. Now, how do you treat that, right? Even we used to have in the old school a big sign that said, please don't use your cell phone, go outside. Nobody ever paid attention to it. Rule sheets, nobody ever paid attention to them. So I recognized people didn't want to be policed. People wanted to be inspired. And that's the challenge, is that we police people with our rules and regulations and all those different things. But do we truly inspire them? I think that's what my message is about in communication. So you could simply walk up to that parent and say, hey, can you get off that cell phone? We're trying to teach class. What's wrong with you, right? Or you can walk up, and this is my choice, how I choose to deal with it. I will walk up to that parent. I put my hands together like this. Says, please excuse me, sir. May I ask you to take the cell phone outside because it's really hard for the kids to focus when you're on the cell phone, right? Please, gesture of prayer, kindness, love, understanding. You know, I know they need to be on their cell phone, so you want to support them, but you also want to make sure you teach an effective class. Right down to when we're working with a child. You can look at that child and say, pay attention when I'm talking to you. Or you can say, sir, where should your eyes be when I'm talking with you? Something as simple as that inspires somebody, shows them love and compassion and kindness, and eliminates the sting of that uncomfortableness of a confrontation. You feel me? So communication is a lost art, and I'm going to encourage everybody to work on your communication skills. When you walk into Pete's Coffee, how do you ask for that coffee? Do you preface that with, may I please have a medium chai tea? Or do you say, medium chai, flat? There's so many different ways. So Much like you practice a good cross punch, much like you would practice a pinion, much you would practice like those different things, I'm going to encourage you to practice communication. I want you to practice communication and discover for you what that means. Okay? Because communication to me is really what makes or breaks us on a daily basis when we're dealing with a new client, when we're talking to a prospect. Here's another prime example. And my front desk, I watched them yesterday. A person came through the door and they did what they were supposed to. They gave them information, they gave them stuff about the program, but they did not, they did not hound them, and they did not try to get them to sign up on the spot. They did none of those things. What they did do was protocol. So I watched these people take the schedule, they took the special, the 3-month special, the information for that, and they sit down and they started to watch classes. Then I saw the husband and son go outside. So I said, well, why is that? So I went up to the mom and I started to engage the mom, and found out she was from the Philippines. So I proceeded to talk about my time in the Philippines. We talked about the food, how good it is, how beautiful the weather is outside the city, and the different things. So we established rapport based upon what? Something we both were familiar with. She knows nothing about my martial arts school. If I sat there and talked martial arts, I probably would have driven a wedge between us even further. But I found a commonality that we could relate to. She was from the Philippines. I lived there for 4 years, so we talked about food and music and culture. Boom, broke the ice. And then she went on to tell me why her husband and son went outside. The son saw the adult class going on and said, I don't like this, and went outside with the dad. So I got a board, I got a red square target, I grabbed the focus badge, and I grabbed the student parent handout for focus. I explained to mom about the values of focus, what makes our program so different, because we teach these life skills in a very effective manner, engaging, fun, exciting. And then the boy and the dad came back in because she was waving them in because she wanted the husband to hear what I had to say. So then when the boy came and I said, sir, how you doing today? Oh, I'm great. I tell you what, how'd you like to break this board? Sure, yeah, I'd love to break the board. All right, you got to help me out, sir. And then I went through the little focus mat chat. I said, sir, can you say focus, sir? Focus, sir. And focus means pay attention. What does focus mean? Pay attention. All right. And when you pay attention, you look with your eyes, sir. You listen with your ears, sir. You think with your mind, sir. And you do the right thing with your body. Cool. So when your parents are talking to you, look at your parents with your eyes, sir. Great. If a teacher's teaching you like me, you listen to them with your ears, sir. And the band played on. So then he broke this board. He got the focus badge. He got the student parent handout for focus. I shook the dad's hand, said thank you to the mom, and I walked away. Guess what? He walked up to the front desk and signed up for 3 months of our summer special. But nobody sold him anything, did I? What I did was I created a line of communication, a familiar line of communication, and then from there, we nurtured some of the martial arts came into play when the son and the dad came back into the school. You feel me? So it's a pretty amazing thing, but I think the key to communication, number one, is being fully present in the given moment. If I'm trying to speak to you right now and I'm thinking about, I got to go to Costco later, or I need to do this and that, I'm not going to be as effective as I need to be in communicating to you my message for today. You feel me? So that, I think, is super powerful. I learned that speaking, when you can have a group of 500 people in a room and they feel like you're talking to that one individual, you're really on the right path of master communication. The second part of that is to care. Nobody cares what you know until they know that you care. Please care about people generally. Don't care with this dollar sign in the back of your head that gotta close the deal, gotta get the sale. Get away from that mentality. Genuinely care because you do. I love serving people. I love making a difference in people's lives, so I could do it whether I get paid or not. So the fact that I don't have that energy being put forth, gotta get paid, more people are engaged to want to be part of it. You feel me? And then lastly, when you communicate with people, seek to understand versus being understood. I think that's super important. If we go about it with the mindset, well, the parent needs to understand. I hear that from school owners all day, every day. The parent needs to understand. No, they don't. No, they don't. They're making a choice whether they're going to spend their consumer dollar with you or not. So it's our job to understand them. Seek to understand versus being understood. And you can do that if you filter your communication, if you filter everything through love, understanding, compassion, acceptance, tolerance, right? All those different things at a heart level that make what you do, what make all of us do, unique as a human being. Because we know the spirit of the human heart. It can be an amazing, beautiful gift, or it could be a really ugly thing as well. And we've seen both ends of the spectrum. Cool? So this is Brannon Beliso. I want to open up the floor to any of your questions right now that you might have. Success Never Sleeps, morning edition with me, Brannon Beliso. I love to answer those questions. I love to serve you and help you better what you do. Randy Reed posted a great article, Big Success in Small Towns. Well, you know, our new location here in Millbrae, there's 22,000 people here. And we're at 325 students in 16 months. So it doesn't matter big or small. If you have a product and the community wants that product and they see the value in that product and it's priced fairly, you will be amazed at the potential of what you can do. And that's what I really love about our second location. The behavior is replicating the first one, but it's growing so much quicker than the first one did. With the first school, I had no data. I had to create a business model that did not exist. Sure, there were lots of people in our industry not using contracts, not charging belt fees, not doing enrollment fees, not doing upgrades, back belt close on. But you know what? They weren't doing it successfully. San Francisco does $1 million a year every year. It's done so, you know, for the past 9 years now. 9 years, $1 million a year every year. Millbrae did 500,000 last year. It's on a pace this year to do 650K, 650. So that shows me this service-based model is replicable. It's new, it's different, but if I come to your town right now, and I'm the only guy without contracts, I'm the only guy without belt fees, upgrades, black belt clubs, and I have a service that's 10 times better than yours, I have a curriculum that's been developed and reviewed yearly for the past 16 years, you know, and we go in with that level of service, guess what? We're going to blow anybody away. You feel me? So I think it's really important to know that too. Creating something that doesn't exist, creating something that wasn't there was really my passion. And that's what I do. I create things that don't exist. I like doing that. I like it because nobody should be able to tell you what you can and cannot do. I'm appalled by that when I talk to school owners. Well, so-and-so said you can't. What? Can't? Can't? You can do anything you want. You can do anything you believe you can do if you're clear on that, if you're clear that that's what you believe in, if you're clear that's what your values are, and you create that action plan and you execute on a daily basis. You can do and be anything you want. Do not let me or anybody else in this world tell you what you can and cannot do. This is your life. You have to live it. You have to make the choices. You have to be disciplined. You have to have goals. You have to pursue them, and you're going to reap the benefits and be successful with them. You feel me? All right, so give me those questions, or Brannon, I am out of here. What do we got? What do we got? Hey, Success Never Sleeps. This is Brannon Beliso, morning episode. I'm going to be in Seattle, Washington, July 24th. All-day event with me. Several of the mods. One is how to get 285 students in 12 months. Everything we did here in Millbrae to achieve that's, you know, garnered us this success in a short period of time. I'm going to talk to you about developing a success mindset. That's going to be on the plate as well. We're going to do some staff training, curriculum development. I know rotating curriculum systems is a big one, so I'm going to spend a lot of time with that and give it to you. It's nuts and bolts, but in an innovative fashion. We're going to be in Tampa, Florida, it looks like, on October 9th. Tampa, Florida, October 9th. And hopefully, if it goes well, we'll be in New York on October 2nd. Oh, no. Yeah, October 2nd. So we're starting to book the dates. We're looking for a school in the Dallas-Fort Worth area to hold this event at also. And I believe we're probably going to be up in Wisconsin. So the dates are starting to book. Go to brannonbeliso.com. I hope you choose to join me. Until we talk again, folks, you go out there, make a difference.